What up, it's your boy Bruce Bang. Check it out. Just wanted to tap in with y'all, give y'all some updates, some of the progress from the last few months, what I've been working on. If you have been under a rock and you don't follow me on Instagram, I've basically dropped a project called Lo-Fi Chronicles Volume 1 on a direct-to-consumer platform called Even.biz that came out in March. And it was available for about 3 weeks before it hit all streaming platforms on 4/20. And what was cool about that is I got to offer more than just the music. So I had music, I had some 4K visuals, I had some in-studio videos that weren't public. I had a flash USB drive, limited edition that you could actually purchase. And the album was on sale for a minimum of $5, but you could pay whatever you want. I had several people pay $100, $50, $25. It was really dope seeing people support and everything going straight to the creators versus the bulk of the money going to streaming platforms and Apple Music and iTunes and stuff like that. Another thing that was cool is as I'm putting out the project on Even, basically I am able to collect information like email addresses, phone numbers. People can put in what area they live. So if I'm doing shows, if I'm traveling to certain places, I can actually tap in with the people who supported me on my project to let them know I'm going to be in town, or if we have a show come in that way or whatever. So after I dropped Lo-Fi Chronicles Volume 1 featuring Paul Wall, my single was featuring Paul Wall and Sounds Like Den. My boy Kiati at 937 The Beat played it, debuted it on my birthday, which is really dope. And it kind of set off a chain reaction of things because I wasn't intending on putting my single on streaming immediately, but since Kiati played it on the radio, I was like, nah, I need to put it out ASAP. So I registered the publishing for it, Sound Exchange, everything, the MLC, put it on all streaming platforms. And what happened was it seemed like a lot of neighboring radio stations started to pick up the song because the influence of 93.7, I think it's one of the top 10 hip hop radio stations in the nation. And it ended up playing on 93.7 about 50 times over the last, March till now, over the last 7 months, 6 or 7 months. It played about 50 times on that one single radio station, which allowed the Shazams to go kind of crazy. When I'm looking at all the analytics, and I could see why are certain songs doing well, because they had a lot of people Shazamming them. Let me see if I go over it. So if I compare my album, Lo-Fi Chronicles, we had about 31,000 streams, tapered off now, I'm saying. But I had about 2,000 playlist ads. If we look on Apple Music, we had about 16,000 streams on Apple Music. So a total about maybe 50,000 total between these two platforms, which is really dope. If I can see. So you can see the Shazams went crazy. Swinging Down, I think had the most Shazams because it played on the radio the most, right? So people are basically driving in their car or whatever, they hear the song, Shazam it, what song is this? That's what Shazams are. So people can actually go from Shazam to Spotify or to Apple Music. It looks like What the Games Are Missing, featuring Quiet Money Dot, Still Spinning, are the next two most streamed. And I don't have the analytics for GT Garza Sunsets on 610 because that's on his platform, but he sent me this last week. So this looks like Spotify. I think he got about 80,000 streams on Spotify, and then we'll see what he gets on Apple Music. I haven't seen that yet, but it's definitely gonna be over 100,000 total, which is really dope. GT has a big catalog. He has a lot of listeners, a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers. So I was really excited about that. But one thing that was kind of interesting was when I compared the Even releases, my Lo-Fi Chronicles had 41 sales for a total of $1,280, right? GT's had a total of 36 sales for a total of $700. And I was trying to figure out why that is. And I think part of it is a lot of when you're selling a product direct to consumer, whether it's Bandcamp or whether it's on Even.biz like I'm doing, you kind of need to lay out the story. You need to explain to people why you're releasing it this way. Why isn't the song on YouTube? Why isn't it on Spotify? It's because we're trying to do a limited release for our main supporters. So basically, look at it like this. If there's a movie that comes out in the movie theater tomorrow, you could go watch it. You could pay a premium, $20-25 for a movie ticket, whatever. Or you could wait about 2 months and it'll show up on your Netflix or Amazon Prime for your monthly subscription, right? So it's kind of like that with dropping these albums. We're going to that model to where if you want the music first, if you want it exclusively before everyone else, this gives you an opportunity to support the artists that you really love their music, you want to support them, whatever they're doing, you want to buy their merch, you want to see some of the behind the scene clips and documentation that is not available anywhere else. That's where something like Even.biz comes in. Because not only did I put the music on here, and you can see a lot of these songs are streamed about 300 times. I can see all the people that purchased the project. I have 5 pages of people. So dope to know I can actually see who purchased the project. I'm saying for this first one, that means a lot to me. And I think on the year anniversary, I'm gonna do something special for the 41 people who purchased Lo-Fi Chronicles Volume 1. I also was saying I had a limited edition USB drive on here, and it came with the full album on there, also the video for Swinging Down. I also had the instrumental of the whole album, non-stop playback. I had that on there for people who wanted to freestyle to it or write other songs. I had the video. So on YouTube, I had put the lyric video. On here, I just put the whole video without the lyrics. Another thing I added was some wallpapers, just like some Lo-Fi kind of wallpapers, you know what I'm saying? These aren't available anywhere else. These are only available on Even, which is closed now. So if you were one of the 41 people to get that, you have it for life and nobody else can get it. And then I also had some in-studio videos showing us writing the songs. Yeah. It was kind of cool seeing it come together, how we changed the melodies, changed the words, copied this section to that section, and just seeing initial thoughts before we even knew what we were really writing about. But that's what I'm talking about when we're talking about this isn't just a few songs that goes to streaming, you listen to them and it's over with. If you want to go deeper and see a little bit more behind the scenes, how these songs are made, and really see some classic in-studio footage. Some of these collaborations, like me and Den, this is the first song we ever did together. When I did the record with Quiet Money Dot, that's one of the first ones we did that I produced. I had recorded him doing some features with Lil Kiki and some other artists. And then when we did HOUtopia, same thing. I've been working with Chris Ward for a long time, but this is one of the first few songs that I actually produced for him, and the first song that him and E-Rock ever did together from Fifth Ward Boys. So that was pretty dope. So today and tomorrow, I'm getting this HOUtopia project ready. And what that's gonna entail basically is just uploading the songs, doing the splits for them, making sure all the masters are finished, everything lines up how I want to line up. I also need to create my tiers, like I was saying, where there might be some wallpapers, there might be a music video that's only available, maybe a mini documentary I'm thinking this time. I'm also gonna have some merch, some shirts, probably hoodie and beanie, because we're coming up on winter. Just a few ideas that I have. Probably do the USB drives again. So just tapping in with y'all, letting y'all know what's going down. So HOUtopia is coming soon. I got 2 singles that are dropping. Coming Down featuring Magno and Kuda Bang from Swisher House, featuring Naima Prime. And my other single is gonna be High Off of You, and that's gonna be Ratchet Blues, Hood Star Chance, featuring my boy CA. So can't wait for y'all to check those out. Peace.